mean, I always try to start a couple minutes before. I guess I better see if they're ready.
Maryland. Maryland.
Yeah, they do usually. Kind of shifted things, and we made it an opening number. And I guess I think he kind of likes and I think it's good in a way because they get on their feet. And so we won't take it too slow. Sometimes I've taken it slower. I don't know. They've heard it. We've done it. But it's very simple. I mean, it's 5 times the same thing.
Halloween's coming.
Is this your, I was going to say, is that your stick? Yeah, that's cute. That's funny. Byron, are we ready? Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. God, you are every sunrise. God, you are every moon glow. God, you are every star shine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every springtime. God, you are every snowfall. God, you are every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. 'Cause you are the very breath I breathe, and your perfect love created me. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
All right, wonderful. You folks are so awesome. We're so glad to have you. It's an incredible Sunday. It's an incredible Sunday. And guess who we have up here now? Someone with a new part in his body, a new knee. Byron is one of our AV people. He's the main person with our AV team over the years. Glad you're here, my friend.
Well, good morning, guys. I'm glad to be here. It's nice to be back on the stage. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Woo, yeah, it has.
How's it been going with the knee?
Oh, it's going great. In fact, I was going to say, you all know me. I'm Byron Schluter, and This is the newest member of the immediate family. We call him George. I have 7 grandkids, and I years ago started calling them all George because it's just easier to remember names that way. So somebody said, you need to give your new knee a name, and I said, I'm going to call him George. Be consistent. So this is me, Byron, and this is George.
Hi, George.
Now,
How's your
that's
dancing?
really creative. That's really creative.
Well, hey, welcome everybody here in the sanctuary, and for those of you that are joining us online, welcome to our service. You are welcome here. We are glad you are with us. I already told you who I am, and wanted to make sure that we remember this guy here, Reverend Steve Colladay. He's got a special message today. It's beginning again, becoming empty of the world. So chew on that, and then we'll find out together what it's all about here in a few minutes. And a special thanks to our music team, Sandra, awesome as always, Nikki, awesome as always, and Chris, keeps us all in line. So thank you to our wonderful music team. Let's give them a hand. You betcha. And to our ministry media team, it's actually Wayne and I, but it looks like Wendy has kind of stepped into my chair back there.
Wendy does everything.
I may have been
And George.
demoted. I don't know. So anyway, thanks to our media team, which is without you guys, me, whatever, it doesn't happen. So thank you very much. And let's see. I think that pretty much takes care of it. Also, I want to thank all of our volunteers. You know, we kind of turned over coffee making duties so we could keep Wayne back here where he belongs. Anyway, thanks to our volunteer team who are preparing coffee for us, and it's greatly appreciated. Also, I'm going to thank everybody who brought goodies for the potluck town hall meeting this afternoon. Thanks in advance. There's some good smells coming out of the kitchen, so stick around. There's going to be some good eats. Okay? All right. And so I think at this point, Steve, unless you got anything else you want to interject, let's turn it over to our music
do it.
team.
And
Take it
I'm
away,
going to
band.
ask you all to stand again. This is a pretty easy song. We've done it before. I'm sure you can sing along. We're going to do it like 5 verses, I think we have. So it's kind of a nice tune. We'll keep it a little bit of motion. So if you can stand, please do. That'd be great. Today I'm only gonna speak the truth. Today I'm only gonna speak the truth. I'm gonna be like a child in everything I do. Today I'm only gonna speak the truth. Today I'm gonna build my thoughts on faith. Today I'm going
So the invitation is that today and every day we see with the eyes of spirit, the eyes of spirit. Some say looking at the world through the Christ mind, knowing that what is true. A little bit about what's going on with unity here. We're paying attention consistently with what our vision and what our mission is. And our mission is, as you see up on near the ceiling, has been for many, many years touching hearts and transforming lives. So that's why we are here, and that's why we want to affirm every Sunday what our mission statement is. So let's affirm this together. Our mission is together, touching hearts and transforming lives. And our vision is together, offering a positive path for spiritual living. And as we move through this time of change and transition, something that we will be paying attention to later on in the next month or two, we'll be looking at, well, we want to also get some specific words or maybe a short phrase about what are our core values in addition to our mission and our vision. And so a question about what is unity always comes up. And Wendy was surfing around at another Unity Church's website and discovered these two words of answering the question of who are we? So unity is a positive, practical, progressive approach to Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus and the power of prayer. And we are an organization that was founded by Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, and they have helped us create new ways of understanding traditional scripture and traditional ways of interpreting traditional Christianity. That's what we do. And unity recognizes the truth, and we honor the truth in all religions. We recognize every soul's right to choose their own path to God. So one thing that we know, many of us know, if you've been looking at what's the difference between all these different religions and different faiths and different teachings and so on, when you really look at it, if you're looking for more commonalities rather than differences. In other words, what's similar in other teachings as opposed to what's different? Guess what? Research people find out very clearly that there is more similarities than there are differences in major teachings. And so that's what we do in Unity. We focus on universal spiritual truths. So that's a little bit about unity. And one thing that's also very powerful about unity is that we believe in peace. And that peace begins with me as we sing every Sunday after the service, let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with not somebody else, but with us. And so this is a unity statement of peace that we affirm every Sunday. And I think one thing that we can do is realize that there's no way that God is separate from us, and that peace is separate from us. So here's a peace statement that we want to affirm. Let's affirm this together. Together. Unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, for forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths to God, and the many ways to worship God. For there is one power and one presence of God, and that God loves each one of us equally. It is therefore the position of unity to urge all nations, their leaders, and their people to turn to God by whatever the name for guidance during these challenging times, and to pursue peace, not war. For this is what honors the God of all faith traditions. Now, before we start doing this, and I want to give a heads up and an acknowledgement to our musicians. And I haven't shared this with you, Sandra, but what we're going to do in about 30.5 seconds, I mean, who's keeping track, is once you hear the piano starting, that's the time for you to get to your seat. Because one of the things that is happening, first of all, not everybody wants to be hugged or be hugging. And then the other thing is, sometimes we could be spending 2 hours on hugging one another. which there's a lot to that. And it feels so good to be hugging and be giving and to greeting people that are new. And so, based on some feedback and based on my awareness and my being around so many churches over the decades, that what really works is, let's be mindful that if you really want to greet people, there's a way to do that. Come early, stay late. And this is a celebration service, a worship service. That's the primary focus of it. We have music and so on and so on. And so that's what we're trying to do. And so Sandra and I, we will intuit when will be the time for her to start playing the piano. But when you hear the piano, that's time for you to pick your seat. And that means sitting down. So let's stand and greet one another in a hug or a handshake or a fist bump. Well, say our daily word today is prosperity. Practicing gratitude deepens my experience of prosperity. The attitude of gratitude creates the space for grace and prosperity. It didn't say that, I just added that. So the affirmation is practicing gratitude deepens my experience of prosperity. Let's affirm that together. Together? Practicing gratitude deepens my experience of prosperity. And the daily word reads, my life may be full of blessings, my family and friends, my home, my memories and experiences, but it can also be easy to take it for granted. If I focus more on what I'm missing rather than what I have, perhaps I'm taking it for granted. Being thankful, expressing my gratitude for my good, opens my heart, but it also opens my eyes to the many ways I am prosperous. I count my blessings, pause to give thanks for each one. The more often I do this, the more feelings of gratitude will fill my heart, crowding out constricted feelings of scarcity, fear, or envy. From the serenity I feel in my heart to the peace that calms my mind, I am prosperous. As I greet each day with a prayer of thanks, my blessings abound. And for Psalm 36:8, they feast on abundance, the abundance of your house, and you give them drink from the river of your delights. And so we say again the affirmation together, practicing gratitude deepens my experience of prosperity. And we know that is true, and we say, amen, thank you. And now we move into some prayer and personal prayer and community prayer, and also a community prayer for the transition process. And let's affirm the transition prayer that we've been affirming for several months since we started this transition process. Let's affirm this as we speak with some power and some faith together. We embrace divine inspiration, guiding us to manifest highest good for our community as we co-create our future. And another form of prayer is one where we move into some stillness and quiet within. And we know about prayer and unity. You cannot pray incorrectly. The only way to pray is with thoughts, with your heart, and with your mind linked in wholeheartedness, and affirming that there is peace, there is love, there is healing, in spite of whatever you might be experiencing or others. So in this time of personal prayer, you take some time in the silence, tuning in to what is calling you for some support of being seen differently, which we call prayer, of affirming that God as Spirit is in and as and through all, including you and for whomever you're praying. And then if you wish, in a few moments, if you have a prayer request for a person or a situation, you can say the situation or speak silently the person's name. And then this way, all of us will be joining together in a collective commitment to seeing things differently, to praying, to affirming. In the silence, and then our personal prayers. As we come together, turning our awareness to this space, and as we have released our concerns and our beliefs, we move into a time of guided meditation. And may the words that I'm about to speak to be your own if they feel like they resonate with you. It seems like forever we are looking for peace outside of ourselves, looking for peace in a place where it doesn't exist by itself, unless we have connected it with our spiritual self, with our Christ mind, with our physical heart, through which we speak and we see and we know, and we believe. So as we seek the kingdom, it is being told and reinterpreted. Seek first the kingdom that is within, the kingdom of spirit, the kingdom of knowing, the kingdom of power driven by love. For as we do so, we know that there's a place within us that the times that we fully embrace this release, we experience the miracle of surrender. So it may be peace that we seek. It may be peace that we wish to remember that there is peace on this earth. And we are called to be a bringer of peace to the planet, a bringer of love, of seeing the potential of love and peace and deep healing within all creation, within all humanity, which would also begin with us. So we move for a moment in the silence where we know, in this pure stillness, this pristine quiet, that the still small voice of Spirit, still small voice of God, of the energy of Jesus that is still with us. We rest in the stillness where we know and where we let go. As we gently return our awareness to this space wherever we may be, those of us that are with us in cyberspace, reality that we are joining one another at the level of consciousness and heart as we have come together to pause and to surrender the world as we know it in our human self, surrender to the spirit that forever reigns within us, as us, and through us, always seeking expression. And as we pay attention to this still small voice within us that is forever calling, we realize that we are beginning again. We're choosing again. We're making a decision to be reborn to spirit, our very nature. And so in and through the living power of the Spirit of the Christ, we believe this is so, and we say, thank you, dear God. Thank you, sweet Spirit. And so it is, and so it shall be always. Amen.
I'm through asking where I'm going. I've been asking all of my life. I've grown tired of all this wondering when everything seems to turn out right. So when my mind needs something to do, wants to know the future, I whisper this: I'm okay. I've always been, and I always will be that way. So here goes nothing. I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing that I'm in good hands. Here goes everything. It's all on the line, and I'm not afraid this time. Some say it's crazy, some say naive to close my eyes and take the leap. But I know better, 'cause I believe even in the see. So when my mind plays its usual game, oh, my answer is always the same. Here goes nothing. I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing that I'm in good hands. Here goes everything. It's all on the line. Oh, but I'm not afraid this time. Here goes nothing. I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing I'm in good hands. Here goes everything. It's all on the line. But I'm not afraid this time. I am not afraid this time. And I'm not afraid this time.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Sandra and Chris. Awesome. Here goes nothing and here goes everything. Wow. Here we go. Here we grow again is one way of looking at all this. Is whether we like it or not, we are growing, we are changing, are we not? And so today, it's been occurring to me that the world has my attention. Does it occur to you that the world really has your attention? Your attention has been got. And we may say, well, I don't watch much TV, or I do watch a lot of TV, and look as proof about what's going on in the world. And yet the world is doing its thing, and sometimes I want it to stop and I want to get off. We've been there, done that. And things are at a pace in our lifetime. Those of us who have been around a while, and I was sharing with someone this morning about that it's not that we are old, it's we are maturing. Those of us that are of the maturing age, which I include myself as one of them. On my good days, I'm aware that I'm maturing. And if as long as it's emotional maturity and spiritual maturity, I'm doing fine, and there's other possibilities. But when I'm not maturing, when I'm not being aware that other people are also in the same situation, the same boat that I am, saying, hell, here goes nothing, I'll try it. Well, let's try it. Well, that's what we're doing. And it seems really impossible, that, given what we are aware of, that there's a way that we can do anything. Well, we wouldn't be here, for those of us that are watching online or seeing this later. By the way, I failed to say good morning and welcome online people. We're glad you're here. You're part of us at the level of spirit. We know we're with you right this moment. And so what's really important is that we are at a place where we can make a decision, because this is a spiritual community. We're founded for spiritual reasons. And that's why we exist. That's why we're here. And in that journey, we also remember that we are human beings having this spiritual experience. And we come together for a spiritual experience, which this place called Unity Center of Divine Love and Light used to be called Unity of North Spokane. We are gathered together to walk with each other on a journey that I would say, paraphrasing in some ways from A Course in Miracles, a journey of no distance to a place within that has never changed. And so, if that's the case, then what's the uproar about? What's the concern about the present or the future? If we're on a journey that we believe that we are spiritual beings having this experience, we have this ability within us to transform our lives, and through our thoughts and our collective thoughts, change the world. That's the only thing that ever has changed the world. then that's why we are here. And so there's no distance to it. It's like, well, okay, I just want to say I'll get through this time. Like part of me, if I'm thinking of, for example, food. Byron, you mentioned it smells really good back there in the kitchen. And my sense of smell is not as great as it once was. But so anyway, I could say, yeah, I'm waiting for this to be over, because you say is there no distance? Well, yes, but there is a distance from here to feeding my stomach, or a situation in my life, or how about the life and the past and the present and the future of this organization called Unity Center of Divine Love and Light. Why is that? But the journey is one of spirit. It's really consistently one of awakening and reawakening individually and collectively, and sharing what it's all about. And so in some ways, this phrase, becoming empty of the world, you can say, well, that's just another invitation to really be doing regular meditation or mindfulness. And if you're one of those that has experience with meditation or mindfulness, you know what I mean. And sometimes we have incredible, wonderful experiences. And other times we may not. I want to share an experience. I have been meditating quite a bit. I've shared this before here and elsewhere. And before I ever heard anything about unity, back in the late 70s and 80s, I started meditation. And because I've been beginning reading about the importance of it, and the importance of it helps lower your cholesterol, helps you deal with stress. And I was very aware that I was giving new meaning to stress. And so I decided, well, I'll try it. It sounds good. It's been around for centuries, so maybe there's something in it for me, right? And so I paid for and went through the being part of a meditation practice. And it began to be really wonderful for me. And at the same time, I had been conducting workshops and learning about human potential kinds of concepts. These days, we might even say there was some spiritual work in it, and there was. I didn't understand what it was all about. But I would conduct guided meditations and create something on guided meditation in these workshops that I would do. And then I began to use this mantra in my meditation. And I came up with this phrase, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. And that got my ego in an uproar. What do you mean, there's nothing to do? I want to move into this nothing to do other than beingness. And the time of the experience of taking some time out of my life and putting that first. As I got into spirituality and teachings of unity, putting it first means like putting God first. And for decades, the very first thing I do when I wake up, unless it was a call for nature, is I would sit on the floor and I would do my meditation. It started out by being about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I got up to about 30 to 35 minutes. And I'd use it as a mantra, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. And if you know anything about meditation, you also realize that it ain't like your mind is going to be blank and you're going to feel this rush of spirit all the time, and miracles will happen right then and right there, and your life will be totally changed, totally. Well, it's not quite like that for me, and it may have been for you. There are moments of incredible splendor, as you all know. And I just kept it up. I kept it up. And in parallel to that, and I was talking with a new person here today, Carol. Welcome. We're glad you're here. And I noticed he had a veteran's hat, and we had a very brief talk before the service. He is a veteran, and I was sharing that I've been involved with vet centers all over the U.S. Started by veterans that returned from Vietnam to this country seeking support. And they created support for themselves, and they sometimes would have credentialed therapists to be there and so on. So I had joined an organization. I volunteered for one, and I got going with that quite a bit. And then I got transferred to Hawaii, and I right away got involved in the vet center in Honolulu where I lived. And they had me doing some training, some stress reduction and mindfulness stuff. And I would introduce this phrase, there's nothing to do, there's nothing to do. And then they also had me go to a training for the regional vet center people, the staff. This time it was in Las Vegas, and they had me do a session there. And I used the concept of there's nothing to do. It's about letting go. It's about going deep. And then last week, out of the blue, I posted online that I rarely post a lot about me. But I did post that, I think it was Tuesday, that I'd reached 3,000 days, consecutive days, without missing meditation. And I'm using a timer that keeps track of that, because I don't keep track of that. And Insight Timer, and it was great, 3,000 days. And there are a number of people that responded, a couple hundred, left messages, and one of them was a vet center staff member, a former, who's now retired. His name is Bill Saltner. And all he said in the post was, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. So that felt, you know what it feels like? It's a process of becoming empty to the world as we know it. So what's on your plate in terms of how you know the world, or maybe in terms of people in your life that are with you right now? You're very, very familiar with it. But when you go into meditation and so on, is a way that you can become empty of thoughts and feelings that are not related to love or love itself. Is a way that you can do that. Or will you do it? Eckhart Tolle, when COVID hit, all of us have stories about COVID. At the time, I was in transit to do an interim in New York, Albany, New York. I've never been there before. And I was really wondering, do I want to do this? I mean, this looks pretty nasty, what's going on, and do I want to, but I was led to do that, so I did. And at that time, April 2020, Eckhart Tolle is one of the most gifted writers ever, a spiritual writer, very much in love with the teachings of unity and vice versa. We will all inevitably face adversities in our life, whether at a personal level or a collective level, like right now. If we do not go deep enough, it will devastate us. Even if you do not fall ill or contract the virus, the fear will consume you as it is consuming millions of humans at the present time. And that is fully loaded with incredible invitations. And so what about in terms of us looking at your future and your life, and also broadly speaking for those of us connected with Unity Center of Divine Love and Light? We will invariably face adversities in the life of this church. We have, we will, we are, we will. That is given because that's part of the human journey, right? Whether at a personal level or at a collective level, right now. If we do not go deep enough, what do we think he means by deep enough? You would have the answer for you. When you go deep, what does that mean for you? When you find yourself really alive and centered, and nothing can disturb the deep peace of your soul, of who you are, that's going deep. And what about when it's the opposite for you? When you find yourself getting off center very, very quickly, you clam up and you go within inside, and you don't say what's going on, even though your heart's pounding like mad, and hell, you want to. Or you say things and you go things that are not from the heart, they're from the ego, they're from something else that's really calling for you to pay attention. If we don't go deep enough, individually and collectively, it will devastate us. Now, the word devastate is pretty heavily loaded. For me, that's part of probably the ultimate level of a journey, is when we're feeling devastated. What do we mean by devastated? Like, for me, an answer to that is I feel that I don't have an answer. And then I'm upset, I'm angry, I'm painful, I'm in tears, I'm devastated. Nothing I've seen to do works. And in that case, we're looking for, sometimes we really want an answer. We want something that is going to get us off this. And then we move into, okay, I have this opinion about this. And I'll find someone that shares that opinion. And we'll talk about that. And then we'll say, okay, well, let's do this. If it's in an organization, if it's in our family, if it's at work, we will do that. Or we may even take time to say, well, let's check out other people. And what are their thoughts? What are their feelings? And then if we do that, who knows? If Spirit is talking through each one of us, when we all have been digging deep, guess what will happen? Ideas will come that we've never even thought of. They may come from us. They may come from not. It may take time. We can't push the river. And so that's what it, in some ways, what it's like. Eckhart Tolle also says, don't look for peace. Don't look for another state than the one you're in right now. Otherwise, you will set up inner conflict and unconscious resistance. Forgive yourself for not being at peace. The moment you completely accept your non-peace becomes transmuted into peace. Anything you accept fully will get you there and will take you into peace. This is the miracle of surrender. This is the miracle of surrendering to the journey, surrendering to letting go and to knowing. The Course of Love suggests these calls go out from love to love, from a love from you as a human being, who you are. That's your core identity of love, going out to others. It is not the words of your mouth that will be heard or the language of your mind that will be responded to. It is the love within your heart that will sound the call. And so what I picked up here, for example, there's so many people, including most of you here that I've known somewhat, and there's others too over the decades here and other places that I know of Unity too, that have really heard the call. They sound the call. Love within their heart is palatable. We can see it, we can feel it, we know it. You are as pioneers to this new world. It is mere existence. It's mere existence to attract others, and each will find the price of admission is their willingness to leave the old behind. So what we're doing, we're being invited to say, hey, let's pay attention to who have we been individually and collectively on this planet, and what is our calling for who are we now? What's really working? Am I digging deep enough? Are you digging deep enough to really pay attention to what might be the call for what's coming next? Or am I the Lone Ranger, thinking that no one here understands me? I don't really fit, or whatever that might be. And so here we are. Here we grow again. So moving from mind energy to spiritual energy, prayer affirmations. It's some that I would suggest, and maybe create your own if you wish. I surrender to the vibrant flow of life. I accept the present now moment. I am energized to take action by the living spirit of God within me. That's the living spirit of the Buddha. That's the living spirit of the Christ. That's the living spirit of universal mind within and as you. Let's affirm these as we say them. And let's do it twice. Once fairly softly, and then the second time through, we'll do all three with some power and with some faith. Start with the first one together. I surrender to the vibrant flow of life. One more time. I surrender to the vibrant flow of life. The next one, softly. I accept the present now moment. Now with some power. I accept the present now moment. And then next, I am energized to take action by the living spirit of God within me. You know what that energy is, what that spirit is, the still small voice that guides you. And with some power together, I am energized to take action by the living spirit of God within me. So you know. We all know. So it is. We begin again, becoming empty of the world. Thank you for joining all of us on the journey. God bless you.
So we're going to get them in the flow right now. We're going to do a song called Blessed Be, and if you'd like to stand and sing along on the chorus, it would be great. Get your blood flowing here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, wait. Gotta make sure I got the right chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna set it free, let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. Gonna set it free, let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. Life unfolds with grace and ease, endless possibilities. They're everywhere, they've always been, when I choose to let them in. Gonna set it free, let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be.
I've outgrown those smaller dreams, the way they used to limit me. I make the space, invite love in, magic fills my life again.
Gonna set it free, let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. There's something bigger calling me to follow where my passion leads. I trust the flow, don't need to know. I dance into the great unknown. Here we go. Gonna set it free, let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. Gonna set it free, let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. You know I'm finally free. You know I'm finally free, oh blessed be. Good job.
Oh, blessed be. Awesome. Isn't it nice to be free, to remember that, oh, hell yes, we're free. All the time, we're free. So, we got some announcements. Just a few this morning. This is something that we want to make sure that you all know about the potluck coming up in a few moments. Everyone is welcome to stay. There's always plenty of food. You know about the loaves and the fishes and all of that. Well, that's true. And so we have made sure that there's something for each one of us. That may not be what you thought it might be, like salmon or a fillet, or I'm speaking for myself. So anyway, it's good. So we invite you to stay. And then right after the potluck, and we will try to move right along because we do have a full town hall meeting. And this town hall meeting is one of the most important meetings of the year so far for this church. And it's not about numbers of showing up, it's about consciousness and about those of us that are here. But we're going to be diving into what's been happening in the transitional process. We're calling it co-creating our future. We did a weekend in last month. It seemed like forever ago, but it was just only last month, September 8 and 9, where we did some initial groundwork of looking at what are we happy about here, what do we need to pay attention to, and we have a lot of information about that and the progress that we're making with the transition team. Another part of the town hall meeting will be doing a deep dive into awareness of what's going on with our financial situation here, and you'll be hearing about some stuff about that. And then we'll also be hearing some next steps for this transition process. And there'll be plenty of opportunity for all of you that are here to share and to speak and to let us know what's on your mind and in your heart. So there's plenty of that. So come with us. In a Sunday morning team, we called that the Sunday morning brew team initially because we were giving you a heads up that, hey, there's two people on the planet in this place called Wendy and Wayne that have been doing so much amongst everything else, but on Sundays particularly. The only reason there's coffee every Sunday has been because of Wayne. And Wendy's helped out with everything too. And other people have too, we know that. They aren't the only ones. But it became really important that Byron really needed assistance with the audio visual. He's taking it to a level that it's been really good. It's evolving beautifully. And so we said 2 weeks ago, if you want any more coffee on Sunday mornings, you're going to have to volunteer. And so we have a sign-up sheet, and people have been doing that. So thank you those that have signed up, and thank all of you. So, and there's sign up for the rest of the month, other opportunities for things that we need too. So what's coming up now in a moment is going to be an experience of giving. We said with the prosperity daily word today that remembering that giving and receiving are one, that our attitude of gratitude, gratefulness for what we have and for what we give and for what we receive creates the space for good in our life. And the good could include financial, it could include relationships, it could include health, whatever it might be. So that's coming up. And as we pass the love offering basket, and Doug will be coming up by with the love offering basket, and you can put that in your offering in the basket. Right now we'll hear some music on the piano. So now we have an experience of giving and receiving, and we affirm our love offering blessing together. Divine love in, through, and as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. And see, and Doug, would you like to come forward? We give thanks for these offerings that have been given, and we accept them with such deep love. And also, Unity was founded in prayer, and we bless all the prayer requests that have come in today and the ones that have been spoken silently and aloud here. Spirit knows, and we have a prayer team that does beautiful work that many of you have already given part of the prayer team some prayer requests, and the prayer team is active and doing some incredible healing work. And so if you want to add anything to this, put something in the basket here, in the box here, and those prayer requests go to Silent Unity where they receive prayer requests for 30 days. So we thank you. Did you get that too? Now, you heard some young ones a moment ago, and they're now about ready to come in. So our kids are coming in right now, and so we're going to sing a song. As the children come in, you were walking in the light. Here we go.
Everyone. I guess it's afternoon now, almost. So we have been continuing our unit on peacemaking, and today we talked a lot about what we could do to keep peace, because we kind of talked about what happens if everybody's fighting and it starts wars and you have to flee and you only have certain things you can take with you. So we talked a little bit about what would be the most important thing to take with you besides your family.
I would rather take my pets and something that reminds me about my grandpa or grandma that died.
So it got the kids thinking. That's really good, Braylon, about that material things aren't important, right? Like your Xbox or your television. That family and friends and animals, our pets, those are the things that are really important to us in life. But most importantly, we don't want to be fighting. We want to have peace. So we also read a story about Joseph and the many-colored coat out of the Genesis. And then we played a game outside on kind of cooperating and helping each other out. And the kids had fun. Each one of them got to take turns being the airplane landing on the what do you call it? Tarmac, yeah. On the runway. And the other people were blocking the runway, like as a car or a tree, and there was one person that had to be your guide. Hey, Braylon, Elizabeth. Anyways, it was a game on cooperating and helping each other out. That's what we did at the end. That was kind of loud. Sorry about that.
We love you, kids. You know that? You know that we love you and accept you exactly the way you are. And we want to say that to you. So, can you look at us as we're saying this to you? There we go, together. God loves you and accepts you just the way you are. And I love you prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well.
All is well.
All is well, always. And come join us for the potluck.
Peace for all seasons.